let's talk about this shutdown. Democrats and Republicans failed to reach an agreement by Tuesday night's deadline, and the US government is now partially shut down. Caroline Leavitt has recorded a message on the White House comment line, absolutely torching Democrats over the shutdown. Listen to this.
Thank you for calling the White House comment line.
Hello, America. This is White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt. Democrats in Congress have shut down the federal government because they care more about funding health care for illegal immigrants than they care about serving you, the American people. Until Democrats vote for the clean, Republican-backed continuing resolution to reopen the government, the White House is unable to answer your call or respond to your questions. We look forward to hearing from you again very soon. And in the meantime, please know President Trump will never stop fighting for you. Thank you, and God bless you.
John, I think their communication strategy just never misses.
President Trump vowing to clear out dead wood on day 2 of the shutdown as both sides dig in for the long haul. The White House has been freezing billions in funds for Democratic states, and the president was meeting with his budget chief, Russ Vought, in order to determine which, quote, Democrat agencies will be on the chopping block next. Meanwhile, after claiming Republicans are lying about illegal immigrants getting health care, some Democrats are just flat out admitting it.
The amount of money that actually is going towards people who are undocumented is such a small portion.
We got to make sure Americans have the health care that they need. And if that means we got to shut this government down, so be it.
AOC is taking some heat for the shutdown. Republicans say Chuck Schumer is basically a hostage, terrified of a 2028 primary challenge from the squad's firebrand in chief. But she and Pelosi are just brushing that off.
This is so not about me. Because I saw some senators speculating about this, and I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open, and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly.
So there was a thought from the Republicans that AOC is directing this, and she said that senators are welcome to go to her office directly. Is she?
Why are you saying such a ridiculous thing?
Amid all this shutdown drama, a meme war is being fought in the White House, but has been looping those Hakeem Jeffries sombrero AI pictures in the briefing room. And let's just say the minority leader and CNN, they are not finding this funny at all.
They were playing that mariachi music as well over the loudspeakers for all the press that was coming in and out of the White House today. They simply don't care about that criticism.
I'm actually referring to some of his social media posts, which didn't seem to make a lot of sense.
The sombrero and the mustache?
Correct.
But now Hakeem Jeffries seems to be leaning into the trolling.
This year, they've done nothing. Zip, zero. Stingy with De Niro. Nothing to lower the high cost of living for everyday Americans.
You think that rhyme, Jesse?
I thought it was good. DJ Hakeem's really, really good. Dana, the art of war. Everybody knows that you don't attack your enemy from a position of weakness, and that's what the Democrats are doing. They are a party that's never been weaker, and they have decided to go all in. And they have so much more to lose, all their pet projects, their windmills, their bureaucrats. And the world keeps spinning during the government shutdown, and people are starting to realize, wait a second, maybe we don't need this big, fat, bloated government. Everything seems to be working fine. The messaging war is embarrassing. All they're talking about is sombreros and health care for illegal aliens. And then AOC, she triggers the Schumer shutdown, and then she Bigfoots Hakeem so badly, Nancy has to come in and rescue her. The Obamacare bailout, put aside the illegal alien health care, this is what this is about. They created this program that was supposed to help people with health insurance, and it quadrupled the price of everything. So they're basically holding the government hostage and making Trump fix a problem that they created. Dana, permission to make an analogy.
No.
Granted.
This is like when your wife forces you to buy an expensive car, and then she just wrecks it over and over again, and it's always stuck in the shop. But she wants to go out, right? But she won't take an Uber. She won't be seen in an Uber. She calls you cheap. So you know what you do? You sit on the couch, you say, fine, babe, I'm just going to sit down, order pizza, and watch football. You're the one that needs to go out and shop and get their nails done. This is a war they cannot win. You're playing chicken with the guy that loves sitting down.
Love your analogies.
Thank you.
I will always grant permission. Kellyanne, there's lots of different places you could take this, but from a messaging standpoint, it feels to me that President Trump has a much stronger hand to play, and that the Democrats have a weak hand, but they're overplaying it.
They are. Look, Donald Trump is making trade deals and peace deals and tax deals. He's sitting down with world leaders, and you have Hakeem Jeffries sitting down with his fellow Democrat Jake Tapper talking about sombreros and mustaches. You see who's owning them. President Trump is owning them online, but he's owning them offline, and that's more important here. Dana, President Trump has basically said to the world quite transparently today, there's so much we can do during this shutdown. He's never shut down. He exhausts staffers 1/3 his age. And he's saying, wow, now would be a good time to doge all the stuff we didn't doge, frankly. Now we can examine projects. Hey, folks, it's not like Donald Trump is saying, I'm going to use the power of government to say, raid your home, investigate, insult, impeach, indict you, threaten your kids, ruin your business, say you're going to be put in the big house and never again the White House. He's using the government organs to make sure that we are spending taxpayer dollars on things that align with our values as Americans. Guess what? Second Avenue subway, bridges and tunnels, all these infrastructure projects. Dana, I want them on meritocracy. I want them on safety, not on sex and race, if these contracts were given out for DEI reasons. And we'll see. Russ Vought, who lives for this stuff, I love it, former colleague in the White House, he is saying that we're pausing, we're reviewing, we're examining. That's what President Trump was elected to do. I think that the Democrats, they lack leadership and joy. They lack vision. They lack any kind of response to Trump, but they're missing something else. I was in the Situation Room on January 4th, 2019, when we were on the verge of a government shutdown. The Democrats shut the government down over border funding, and they had to own it for 30-some days. In that meeting, Pelosi commanded the room when it was time for the Democrats to speak. Schumer said absolutely nothing. The same Schumer, 6.5 years later, is terrible at this. I think they just don't have a really good messenger. They don't just have a communications problem. I think this time the Democrats have a fact problem.
What do you think about the Democrats all day yesterday saying it wasn't about health care?
Well, I just want to look. I have some information to respond with. To respond to Harold, where is it? I love that Trump makes shutdowns fun because he makes everything fun with the memes. Poor Hakeem Jeffries, or as some like to call him, the straight Obama. He doesn't know how to react to silly jokes. So he says, I'll just join in. And he's so stilted, it's painful. The memes are telling the Democrats and the media, especially who's the lady with the teenage boy voice? Caitlin Connor? Yeah, Collins. We're telling you, we don't care what you think anymore. The accusation of racism doesn't fly because you said it about everything. You said sports were racist, fitness was racist, food was racist, inheritance taxes were racist. So we're taking your only tool and we're turning it into a joke. The sombrero totally just chaps your hide, we laugh. We're not running away from you, we're running at you, and we're laughing all the way. As Scott Adams says, this is a breakout moment. This is breakout mode for the Republican Party. And it's another lesson that we learned from Trump. We learned that Democrats treat tax dollars like musical chairs. Oh, it's not going to illegals, they say. That's true. You don't hand 10 grand right there when they walk in across the border. No, but you slip it into the COVID relief bill, then you jack it all up, and then you try to make it temporary. Or you say we don't pay for illegal health care. Well, the states do. And how are the states able to do it? Because the federal government gives them money to spend on other things so they can spend it there. It's an opportunity costs. Democrats are like the dude with the EBT card that was meant for milk and bread, but they end up buying cigarettes and liquor for their homie.
For their homie.
In your face, Harold.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.